Bungie just dropped some juicy information about all 12 weapons that are becoming with Into the Light and all of their third and fourth column trait perks that they're going to have. First up, we're going to have Forbearance. This is the wave frame grenade launcher from the Vow of the Disciple raid, and obviously this thing is probably one of the best weapons to have in PvE for a special weapon because of its add clear potential. In the third column, we're getting Unrelenting, Stats for All, Demolitionist, Ambitious Assassin, Surplus, Steady Hands, and Disruption Break. And in the fourth column, we're getting Wellspring, Golden Tricorn, One for All, Bait and Switch, Chain Reaction, Rampage, and Desperate Measures. Now, obviously, we have the God roll here. Ambitious Assassin, Chain Reaction. So if you don't have a crafted Forbearance, the good thing here is that you can get a Forbearance with the roll that you want, and then when Final Shape comes out, those perks will be enhanceable. Now, I'm going to assume that Desperate Measures is the perk that they showed off in the previous live stream, because like they said, the name that they had for it, which was Last Stand, isn't going to be the final name for that perk. But essentially, Desperate Measures functions like Golden Tricorn. Again, you get a kill with a weapon, and then a kill with an ability, and you get a stacking damage bonus. The difference is, with Golden Tricorn, you have to have a subclass and a weapon that have matching types. With Desperate Measures, you don't have to have that at all. The next weapon we're getting is the Succession. This is the sniper rifle from the Deep Stone Crypt raid. This thing could come with a pretty solid PvE roll, but its third column trait perks that we're going to get: Moving Target, No Distractions, Lead from Gold, Reconstruction, Firmly Planted, Demolitionist, and Discord. And in the fourth column, we're getting Snapshot Sights, Redirection, Recombination, Vorpal Weapon, Focus Fury, Firing Line, Box Breathing, and Desperate Measures. Now, although you can get Moving Target, Snapshot Sights, perks that are good for PvP, the PvE roll is really good here. You have Reconstruction, Recombination, which is good. Reconstruction and Vorpal Weapon as well has the potential to be very good in things like PvE, especially for boss DPS, so definitely don't sleep on this sniper rifle. Next up, we have the classic Falling Guillotine. Again, this is one of the first Vortex frame swords that came out in the game, and it will have some updated perks as we saw in the live stream. So in the third column, we're getting Vorpal Weapon, Relentless Strikes, Repulsor Brace, Frenzy, Attrition Orbs, Chain Reaction, and Duelist Trance. And in the fourth column, we're getting Surrounded, Whirlwind Blade, Destabilizing Rounds, Eager Edge, Bait and Switch, Sword Logic, and Desperate Measures. Now, I already know what everybody's thinking. The roll you want, especially if you are a speedrunner, is more than likely going to be Vorpal Weapon with Eager Edge, so you can fly. Again, with the Slammer Vortex frame, the heavy attack with Well Skating makes you accelerate a lot faster than with the other swords that can come with Eager Edge. And this is the only sword outside of the Courtesan raid that could come with the perk Sword Logic for that stacking damage bonus. And I guess if you didn't want that Eager Edge, another great option here is going to be Vorpal Weapon with Bait and Switch. This thing is going to be fantastic for boss DPS, especially when it can be enhanced in Final Shape. This has potential to be one of the best DPS swords. Next up, we have the certified classic, the Recluse. Probably anyone who played during this time of Forsaken and Season of the Drifter the Recluse was so freaking good that it was the best SMG in the game to have for both PvE and PvP. The Recluse Mountaintop combo was insane. So with the third column traits, we have Feeding Frenzy, Enlightened Action, Subsistence, Threat Detector, Repulsor Brace, Hipfire Grip, and Dynamic Sway Reduction. And in the fourth column, we have Master of Arms, which is its main perk: Target Lock, Frenzy, Destabilizing Rounds, Surrounded, Tap the Trigger, and Desperate Measures. Now, if you're not familiar with its main perk, Master of Arms, kills with any weapon improve this weapon's damage for a short time. It is essentially like Harmony, where if you get a kill with a different weapon, you switch to this weapon, it will have that bonus damage. So it does have the potential to be extremely good in things like PvP. Again, pairing that with something like Dynamic Sway Reduction, probably one of the best PvP perks to have, especially on a gun that has a large magazine. We also have Target Lock on this thing as well. And as we know, most SMGs with Target Lock perform fairly well, even though they got nerfed a little bit. But outside of that, we do have some good PvE rolls here. Pairing up something like Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing Rounds is going to be fantastic because you're going to get a free overshield from getting a kill with the Destabilizing Rounds factor. But if you're on something like Hunter, Void Hunter specifically with Gear Falcons, and again, I pronounced that correctly because that's what they said in the first live stream. But if you have Repulsor Brace, you can pair that with Frenzy and still get all the benefits of the Destabilizing Rounds and getting that free overshield. Even pairing Repulsor Brace with Desperate Measures has potential to be extremely good as well in PvE. Speaking of the perfect combo, next weapon is going to be the Mountaintop. Now, the one cool thing here is that they've turned its intrinsic trait into its micro missile perk, where it essentially shoots straight. It's essentially a mini rocket launcher. That's why Mountaintop was so good. You didn't have to worry about the curve of the grenade launcher in PvP. You could just launch it straight at a target and it's going to hit that target. So for its third column perks, we have Ambitious Assassin, Impulse Amplifier, Demolitionist, Left from Gold, Slick Draw, Auto-Loading Holster, and Overflow. And for its fourth column, we have Rampage, Vorpal Weapon, Adrenaline Junkie, One for All, Harmony, Recombination, and Frenzy. Now, for you DPS people out there for PvE, this thing has the potential to be fantastic. With auto-loading holster and Vorpal Weapon, you can fire this shot, fire the shot of your next weapon, and then have a weapon with Ambitious Assassin on it, especially in the heavy slot. Then you can use that weapon to just absolutely mag dump on a boss. So you're going to have very good DPS there. If you wanted something to take out a bunch of ads, pairing Ambitious Assassin with Rampage or Frenzy has potential to be pretty good. Although I will say Forbearance is going to do a much better job because of the chain reaction explosion, but this thing does have the potential to be good in PvP as well. Pairing up something like Impulse Amplifier and Harmony can have the potential to be good, specifically with Impulse Amplifier giving the grenade itself increased velocity, so it'll be able to launch off a lot faster. And if you're using a primary weapon, you get a kill and you switch to this weapon, guess what? You have Impulse Amplifier and Harmony, so you get that bonus damage. You can kill a target. Now, they did say in PvP, you won't be able to kill targets with one hit, but if a target's going to be weak and you have the bonus damage from this grenade launcher, it has potential to be good there. Next weapon to look at is the Hammerhead. This legendary machine gun was easily one of the best to have at the time Season of the Forge Black Armory. This thing was fantastic. For its third column perks, we have Feeding Frenzy, Destabilizing Rounds, Envious Assassin, Rampage, 4 times the Charm, Rewind Rounds, and Under Over. And in the fourth column, we have Surrounded, High Impact Reserves, Target Lock, Onslaught, Killing Tally, Desperate Measures, and Tap the Trigger. Now, even though it doesn't have Vorpal Weapon, it does have the potential to be very good for PvE, even boss DPS wise. So we have Envious Assassin here, we have 4 times the Charm, and then pairing that with something like Target Lock has potential to be extremely good. Even something like Killing Tally as well. You get a couple kills, have this with Envious Assassin on, then you can have Killing Tally ×3 when going into a boss fight. So now you have that bonus damage with the weapon until you have to reload it. And with Envious Assassin, once you're out, you just switch to a different weapon, get a couple kills, and you can have the magazine backup. Even 4 times the Charm Target Lock would be fantastic as well, because every 4 bullets you shoot to the head, you get 2 back. And so Target Lock can stay up for longer. Even having something like Surrounded on has potential to be good as well with an Envious Assassin and 4 times the Charm too. Rewind Rounds, again, that's a solid option as well. I don't see a PvP role really, but there are a good amount of options on here for PvE. Next up, we have one of the best pulse rifles to ever bless us in Destiny 2, which is the Blast Furnace. This thing was a Black Armory classic. So for its third column perks, we have Zen Moment, Snapshot, Shoot to Loot, Keep Away, Perpetual Motion, Kinetic Tremors, and Head Seeker. And in the fourth column, we have Kill Clip, Firefly, One for All, Frenzy, Rampage, Rapid Hit, and Desperate Measures. Now, to be honest, the Kinetic Tremors, Firefly role, or Kinetic Tremors with something like Frenzy or Rampage, has the potential to be okay in PvE. I'm just looking at the potential for PvP roles for this because it's disgusting. It is a 4-round burst, so you can 2 burst people in the head. Even if you miss a headshot, like, it is still pretty forgiving, but we'll have to test out when it comes out. But pairing up Keep Away, Perpetual Motion, and Head Seeker in the third column with something like Kill Clip, Rapid Hit, there's so many options for either that extra damage with Kill Clip on top of the stability and range you're going to get with Keep Away, the bonuses with Perpetual Motion, Head Seeker for the extra headshot damage after hitting a body shot. Even something like with Rapid Hit, if you have Rapid Hit Keep Away, this thing is going to be extremely consistent across the board. Even Zen Moment Rapid Hit, as long as you're dealing damage, you're going to have absolutely no recoil with this weapon. So there are plenty of options. Having Kill Clip, though, I think is going to be great on this pulse rifle in PvP. Next one we have is Edge Transit. This is a grenade launcher. Now, half the reason this thing's on the list is because of the essentially meme that happened where this weapon would drop constantly during the Forsaken DLC. So they were like, yeah, we're gonna have to bring that one back. In the third column, we have Chain Reaction, Cascade Point, Impulse Amplifier, Field Prep, Ambitious Assassin, Envious Assassin, and Repulsor Brace. In the fourth column, we have Frenzy, Destabilizing Rounds, Deconstruction, One for All, Bait and Switch, Full Court, and Explosive Light. Nothing crazy for PvP here, but for PvE, we have some interesting potential in the third column. Cascade Point. Being able to mag dump this thing almost instantaneously would be hilarious. Even something like Envious Assassin, again, one of the best PvE perks to have on a heavy weapon because we can have a bigger magazine. And in the fourth column, we have Bait and Switch, which is great. You have Full Court, which is great. You have Explosive Light, which is great. Bait and Switch is probably going to be the big one here, especially for doing the swaps for DPS. But again, there's plenty of good PvE options for this grenade launcher. Moving on to hand cannons, we have Luna's Howl. If you remember Forsaken PvP, this thing ran PvP with Dust Rock Blues. Luna's Howl, Dust Rock, Not Forgotten Dust Rock. It was crazy. So, interesting thing about Luna's Howl, it functions like a precision frame, but it's a 140 RPM hand cannon, and they had to adjust its special perk, Magnificent Howl, so the number of precision final blows before reloading affects the total rounds granted with increased range damage. Precision final blows with Magnificent Howl active extend the effect for additional rounds. This perk was great back in the day because you could have so much damage on this hand cannon after 3 rounds. It was great. So, it does allow for 2-tap potential, but for its third column perks, we have Eye of the Storm, Subsistence, Discord, Encore, Slide Shot, Enlightened Action, and Heal Clip. In the fourth column, we have Magnificent Howl, Kill Clip, Incandescent, Desperate Measures, Opening Shot, Precision Instrument, and Harmony. Now, outside of PvP, again, in the third column, we have Eye of the Storm, we have Slide Shot. In the fourth column, we have Magnificent Howl, Kill Clip, Precision Instrument. Precision Instrument on this hand cannon might be fairly interesting because of the stacking precision damage, but Magnificent Howl, we definitely gonna have to test that out. That has potential. All these combinations have the potential to be very good in PvP, but for PvE, we do have the Heal Clip Incandescent option. Heal Clip with Incandescent on the Solar subclass, especially this season with Ember Benevolence. Oh my goodness, the amount of bonuses that you can give to yourself, your teammates having that ability regen, it's fantastic. Another hand cannon, a certified classic, the Midnight Coup. If y'all remember the first raid, the Callous raid on the Leviathan, this was a classic hand cannon to have because of its great perks, especially Rampage at the time. This thing is fantastic. So for its third column, we're getting Outlaw, Firefly, Shoot to Loot, Explosive Payload, Moving Target, Attrition Orbs, and Enlightened Action. And in the fourth column, we're getting Rampage, Kinetic Tremors, Zen Moment, One for All, Frenzy, Opening Shot, and Desperate Measures. Now for PvP, you have Explosive Payload and Moving Target, and you compare that with something like Opening Shot. But for PvE, the options here are very solid. Pairing Firefly on the third column with either Rampage, Kinetic Tremors, or Frenzy, even Desperate Measures in the fourth column, any one of those perks has potential to be extremely good here for Ackler, because Firefly, again, you get that free explosion, and with all these other perks, there's some sort of stacking damage bonus that you can get with this hand cannon. Next on the list, we have the Hung Jury. This is a classic Destiny 1 weapon that got brought back in Destiny 2, then they took it away. This was a Nightfall, Grandmaster Nightfall reward that you could get, and I believe they probably could have used a different scout rifle here for whatever reason, because there's plenty of other good, unique scout rifles they could have added, because having this one and then having it, taken away and then bringing it back again doesn't feel as special as having a different scout rifle. If you saw Frostbolt Suite, he gave like 4 options, but with the third column perks, we have Rewind Rounds, Enlightened Action, Kinetic Tremors, Rapid Hit, Shoot to Loot, No Distractions, and Loose Change. And in the fourth column, we have One for All, Cascade Point, Box Breathing, Firefly, Precision Instrument, Desperate Measures, and Explosive Rounds. Now, from what I'm seeing, there really isn't a crazy PvE role here. Again, you can pair Kinetic Tremors with Firefly, Kinetic Tremors with Desperate Measures. Again, that has the potential to be good, but there's a combination here I'm seeing for PvP. Rapid Hit, Precision Instrument. That has potential to be extremely good in PvP. Even something like Rapid Hit, Cascade Point on the Scout Rifle, if you've seen the Guardian Games Scout Rifle, the Taraxipus, whatever it's called, you can get Cascade Point on it. You can kill with a different weapon you switch to. The TTK is insane with it. But overall, this Scout doesn't have anything crazy going for it. But if you want to farm it, when the time comes, go for it. And the last weapon on the list, we have Elsie's Rifle. If you are a Destiny 1 Year 1 player with the original story, you know that we got a rifle in the game called the Stranger's Rifle. And now it's revamped to Elsie's Rifle because we know who the stranger is. It's Elsie Bray, right? So for the third column perks, we have Feeding Frenzy, Zen Moment, Repulsor Brace, Loose Change, Keep Away, Under Over, and Rewind Rounds. And then for the fourth column, we have Adrenaline Junkie, Frenzy, Destabilizing Rounds, Kill Clip, Desperado, Desperate Measures, and Head Seeker. To be honest, we got some solid rolls here for PvP, having Zen Moment or Keep Away paired with something like Kill Clip, Desperado, or even Head Seeker. All of those have the potential to be good in PvP. But for PvE, we have some solid choices here. Just like with other Void weapons of Recluse, we have Repulsor Brace, Destabilizing Rounds for that free Void Shield proc on Repulsor Brace. If you have Gear Falcons on or can get the Destabilizing Rounds on a Void weapon, pairing Repulsor Brace with something like Frenzy can be good. Desperate Measures can be good. If you're not on the Void subclass, having something like Feeding Frenzy paired with Frenzy, Desperate Measures. There are plenty of options here for PvE and the potential to have very good Void synergy. Now, Bungie also mentioned in this article that half of the weapons will be available starting on April 9th. Recluse, Hung Jury, Succession, Edge Transit, Elsie's Rifle, and Falling Guillotine. The other 6 will have to unlock one at a time each week Also, like they mentioned in the live stream, there's going to be a limited edition variant of these weapons. It's just going to be a different skin. So if you wanted one of those, be sure to farm them before June 3rd, because after June 3rd, you won't be able to get those limited edition variants anymore. But from what it sounds like, we'll still be able to get the weapons overall. In any event, if what you saw was valuable or entertaining to you, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any other gaming content that I drop here on the channel. Like I mentioned, we do live streams here on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok all at the same time, a couple days a week. If you would like some updates, again, be sure to follow the Twitch, join the Discord. That link will be in the description. We do run Destiny 2 help, so if you do need help with GMs, dungeons, raids, whatever we're doing during the day and you want to hop in, again, hop in the chat, hop in the Discord. We can help you out. Last thing before I go, if you want to help support the channel even more, you can look into becoming a member. A membership is essentially a Twitch subscription, but on YouTube. It's actually cheaper on YouTube, which is just hilarious in any event. The main thing is that you get access to exclusive emotes, monthly badges, and other cool things here on the channel. Mainly, you get access to some of my exclusive content early. So if you would like more information, all you have to do is press the join button next subscribe, and I'll give you a rundown with all the details you need. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Spinning Boy. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.